Gemetrix has now measured equipment usage with sensors for over 6.5 million hours and conducted more than 40,000 face-to-face surveys. This data has been analysed with the most advanced software, and we are sharing this information with you. Hello, my name is Rory from Gemetrix, and today I'm going to be talking about innovation within the health and fitness industry, specifically applying the methodology by a guy called Eric Ries in a book that he wrote called The Lean Startup, and how this can create radically successful businesses. The first part of innovating is discovering what the customers value, learning what it is that they value. But the big problem is that when you're innovating, you can't put this out to a focus group because people can't answer questions about something they've never seen or ever experienced. So the true path to learning what people value is through experimentation. It is only by experimenting with customers, showing them what they're going to be getting, that we can discover what it is that they value. So, every innovation starts with assumptions. So the assumption should be made explicitly clear, and then an experiment thought up that can test this assumption. An example would be when the first ever budget operator came up with the assumption that customers would value stripping out all of the luxuries from an offering, bringing down the price point, that customers would still value this proposition. The only way to test this assumption was to run an experiment of building an entire gym. In fact, this assumption was proved correct and produced what Eric Ries terms validated learning. Validated learning is when an assumption is proved correct. However, when an assumption is proved incorrect, then there's a need to pivot and come up with an alternative assumption, and then come up with an alternative experiment that needs to be run to test the new assumption. Where the lean part comes into Eric Ries's Lean Startup is that these experiments that are to be run to test the assumptions need to be as small and as cheap and as quick as possible. If learning is the primary objective, how can we test the assumptions as quickly and as cheaply as we can in order that we can learn and either adapt or achieve validated learning? So for many operators that are testing out a single product in a gym, one product in that gym is the minimum viable product that is necessary to test the assumption and to learn what it is that the customer values. So the steps in the process when innovating is first of all to come up with the assumptions. Make it explicitly clear what it is you're assuming that the customer is going to value. Once you've identified that, the next step in the process is how can we test that assumption? What experiment can we build in the cheapest, quickest possible way to test that assumption? Measurement is the next step in the process. It's very important to have set up a measurement process, both qualitative and quantitative, as to what the customer is going to value in this. What does success look like? And once that has been done, the next step is you've learned. And this is the goal that Eric Ries says innovation is seeking. You're learning, is this what the customer values, or were we incorrect? And we've discovered that we're incorrect before we spent a lot of money executing an entire plan. Our advice to operators is to unleash innovation within your organizations by asking the instructors, asking the gym managers, what it is that they think will release true value for customers. And test their assumptions, make them explicit, and then decide what minimum viable products are necessary to run to test these assumptions and measure them. And then take the ones that are winning. Use data to decide what the customers truly value. And in this way, you will be able to produce true value and innovate for your customers. I hope you found this interesting and informative. Thank you.